It's Teresa from Teresa's Spot for Art, where I love sharing art from my heart and teaching you how to create a little joy in your life through some fun, simple, and quick art projects. Welcome to Mixed Media Madness. How is everyone today? Do you guys having a good time today? Did you enjoy all the projects? I'm getting ready. Here we go. So I'm doing a little project here myself. I'm starting out with this boot. I'm going to turn you guys around and we can get started. So there we go. There's my boot. I have that. Let me move all this stuff because this is for the next part. And I'm going to get out some paint. Today was one heck of a day, peeps. One heck of a day. I will tell you that. So I am glad to be home. I am glad to have this. Honestly, if I didn't have this live tonight, I probably would be vegging right now. But I'm glad I do have the live because I need a little art therapy, honestly, after the day I had today. So here we go. Putting out some paint. So this is a little bit of teal, some peacock, and then white. And I'm going to grab my larger brush and we are going to get started. Let me move this out the way for now because that is for the mixed media part. And I'm just going to get around to base coating while you guys pop in. So how's it going? I need a line down here. Does that look good? Oh, you know what I'll do? I line up the bottom of my ruler with the bottom of the paper. Thank you, Cheryl. I line up the bottom of my ruler with the bottom of the page. So I can have a straight edge. Because I don't really care how deep or how thick this is. I just want something for my boot to sit on. And I'm just going to come in here and I can make it as light or as dark as I want. I am working in a Carson mixed media pad. I believe this is a 9x12. And I keep this plastic protector in here so I can go as far as I want to the edge and not make the rest of my pages all gunked together with paint or Mod Podge or whatever it is I'm using this for. Actually, this is my mixed media book. I have a couple of these books. And I like to keep my art separate. I guess it's a little type A of me, but also it helps me if I'm looking for something and I have so many projects, like I will know if it's a mixed media, if it was a sample I painted for an in-person, if it was a sample I painted for an online, if it was a YouTube video. So this way, if I have to go back and find it, I can find it. All right, so let me know where you are watching from. I'm just doing the background right now. We'll probably get into here and I will have to use my dryer for this. I put out the teal, but I don't know if I'm going to use the teal. I think this is dark enough. And honestly, I just picked this color like basically off the top of my head because I changed my mind about what I was going to do. Hey, Sue. Hey, Debbie. I changed my mind about what I was going to do about 5 minutes before I went live. I was having some tech issues. Okay, I was having tech issues, and then my copy machine jammed up. So it was just the perfect end to the day. All right, I think I'm going to, I put this out. I got some blue. I put out the teal, might as well use it. I'm just going to use it on the bottom. I'm just going to put out a little bit. Oh, maybe not. With the dark blue here. Okay. And I'm not even going to wash my brush. But I went into the teal and the dark blue, and I'm just going to paint the bottom part of this. These are like my favorite colors, if you haven't noticed from my, what do you call it? My logo. I love these teals, the aquas, all these nice tropical beachy blues. Okay. Oops. That's why I have the protector in there. Protects my edges. Hey, Lisa. And then it protects when I mess up. So there we go. All right. So I just did a little background. I'm going to put a tiny, tiny, tiny bit of black. Tiny bit. Right? Thank you. Hey, Miss Susan. How are you? Tiny, tiny bit of black. And I'm just going to come in here. And when I do a shadow, I use this scrubbing. I'm just scrubbing my brush across the bottom of the page. It will blend in with the paint. I need to get a little bit up in there, up in there, up in there. All right, and now we have a little shadow underneath our boot. Okay, I'm going to wash my brush. Oh, we're going to put this aside to dry. What did I do with my papers? Oh. Where's my boot? I traced it, and then what did I do with it? You guys, this is too funny. So I was away this weekend in Tampa with my coaching group. We had a bit of a retreat, and there was one chick there that I just met for the first time, and I am telling you, she could come up with a song about anything you could possibly say. It didn't matter what anybody said. She was belting out a song and lyrics from that song, and it was hysterical. We had the best time with that and talking about that. It was so funny. All right. This is my tracer from a group I am in. I'm going to line it up. I'm going to tape it together. I'm going to see what you're going to see what we're going to do. Because I need to cut it out. All right. I get my scissors. We were singing commercial jingles. We were singing TV theme songs. We were singing 80s music. It was so funny. And we were just having a grand old time. We did business stuff. We did mindset stuff. We did crafting stuff. We laughed and joked and networked. It was amazing. Amazing. A little tip, you guys, when you're cutting stuff out and you need to cut it around the details, move your paper. I'm keeping my scissors in one spot. I'm not moving my hand with the scissors, and I am moving the paper. It is so much easier that way. All right, and now I have my boot, and I might need that. I might not. I don't know. Actually, I don't even need this because that's big enough. So we're just going to use this. Okay, now we're going to start to get into the mixed media part. I got my Mod Podge. I got my, what was that event you? Oh, so I am in, it's called the Creators Nook, Social Divas Creators Nook. That is my business coaching group. And we had a retreat this past weekend in south of Tampa, Florida. It was a really, really cool. We stayed in a beautiful Airbnb. We could walk to the beach. It was really nice. So it was my business coach, her VA, which happened to be my buddies now since I've been in the group for almost 4 years. And then altogether it was like 15 of us, and we had a grand old time. It was awesome. So I'm looking for some papers. I want a little bit, because you know what's in my head? These boots are made for walking. So I'm going to get, and they're boots. So I want some of this really old and tan and retro papers that I have here. These are really vintage old papers. So I'm going to get them. And then what else do I have in here? Oh, that's a good one. I'm pulling out stuff in earth tones for the boot. That's a good one. Maybe that's a good one. Okay. We'll put these aside. I have my boot here. These I don't need. I'm going to put down my silicone mat. Oh my God, you guys, today I feel like such a train wreck right now. I'm not usually like this. If you watch me, you know that. But yes, with Serena Correa. Yep. The creative business coach. Yes. And it was awesome. We got a lot done. It was really good. So now I'm just going to start ripping these up. I don't want, I need something really dark for this one. I use it. I want something really dark for the heel. I'm ripping these up. I don't care how much I rip up because I'll just save them and use them for something else. I'm new to mixed media, and I am loving it, and it's awesome. But sometimes, I just don't know how much I'm going to need of something. So there we go. So I have my music papers, and I'm going to start with this piece for my heel. Okay. So I'm going to get out some of my glue here. And you can glue your paper, or you can glue what you're putting onto it. I'm gluing, I put the glue on my surface. Okay. And now I'm just going to start. I want this a different color too. So maybe I'll use the music for this. What is this? The soul. I'll use the music for the soul. I'll keep overlapping. I'm using my glue stick. I love these glue sticks from Jarvis. They so far have been my favorite. And I'm just going to continue to work around and add. And I like the way these colors are working out. Sometimes when we overlap, we have to go back and put a little bit more glue. I like the way these colors are working out. For the boot. And there we go. And then I'm going to make, this is going to be a whole floral arrangement up in here. I need a little bit more. I want to take this. All right, we're good. I'm going to pick this up. I'm just going to rip this back a little bit. There we go. That's fine. And I need a little bit more music. So who was your, I shouldn't ask you who was your favorite today. Is that rude? Is that like asking you to pick your favorite child? I know. I'm sorry. I apologize. But I tell you, you know what? It's hard, right? We love it all. That's why we're all creatives. That's why we all love being here. Um, it's just so fun and relaxing to just go with it. Okay, so now we're going to move on. And don't worry, I'm going to show you. I like doing it this way. I can then go back. I'm going to show you. It's so much easier to do it this way. You can overlap, you can layer, and then I'm going to show you the beauty of having your piece cut out before. Okay? I don't know if you guys can hear my cat. I apologize. She is deaf. She is fed. She is fine. But she is deaf. And she doesn't know how loud she is. But she is fed and well taken care of. Everyone did it. I bet they did. I'm going to go back when I'm done with you guys. I'm last. You're not first, you're last. No, I'm kidding. Who knows what movie that's from? I'm going to make myself a cup of tea. If you guys watch me, you know I only drink, or pretty much basically mostly drink, iced coffee. So if you have been watching me, you know I drink iced coffee. But at night, when it's time to chillax, I like a nice cup of brewed tea. So I am going to, when I'm done here, clean up my stuff because that's how I roll. I can't leave my room a mess. Then I'm going to put on some comfy clothes. And when I say comfy clothes, I mean my pajamas. And I'm going to crawl into bed and watch everyone from today until I fall asleep. Doesn't that sound fun, you guys? I think so. Sounds like a good night to me. And it's probably going to be a good night to me, actually. Hopefully I will get through everyone. We shall see. But there's always tomorrow, right? Happy Wednesday to you, Brenda. I'm working on a little mixed media project for us today. And we have plenty of time, so I'm not even going to worry about the clock. And I'm just going to work it. Now you can do what this is however you want. There are no rules. If I was doing a junk journal, this would be one of the pages in my junk journal right now. There are no rules to it. You do what makes you feel good. You do what you like. I'm going to put this up the middle here, making a little bit of a design into the middle of our boot. Take any basic shape that you want and just have fun with it. I have my Mod Podge out. We may or may not use it. We shall see. Let's do this one right here. Actually, I like it. This is all magazine cutout. I like using the magazine cutout because it's strong. I like using tissue paper, but when you use tissue paper, thanks, Christy. When you use tissue paper or napkins, which I do love. Who doesn't love a gorgeous napkin, right? We know it, right, you guys? These napkins are like a work of art these days. Who knew in like 1975 when I was sitting outside having hamburgers and hot dogs on my patio with my mom and dad that napkins were going to become such a work of art, right? Anyway, I digress. Napkins and tissue paper are not as forgiving as magazine. That's why, let's see, I like to use magazine, or I like to use my own papers, which I'm going to show you in a bit. So I have some of my own papers up here in my stash, and we're going to use those for the flowers. I'm going to show you those in a bit. Oh, wait, I don't want this whole thing here. Let's do that. Okay. There's that. And I'm kind of using it and making the dark heel. I made the sole one, and now I'm just doing a little bit of a design onto the boot part. And you can make this any color you want. I got little pieces left out, so I'm just gonna cover them up. Okay, and now I'm gonna pick this up, and it is on my silicone mat, so I can pick it up and peel it off. And now I'm gonna take my scissors and cut around my design or my Mod Podge or my base or whatever it is that we want to call it. My blank, my boot. This was a vase, it would be the vase part. And again, when I cut, I want to turn the paper, not my scissors. So I'm using my left hand to guide the paper. And with the scissors, silicone mats are wonderful. I just got turned on to silicone mats, you guys. I have 2 of them. So I use them both. One is drying, I'm using the other one, and they are the best. You can mix paint on it. You can Mod Podge on it. You can glue on it, whatever, and then it cleans right up. So there's my boot. Let me get this stuff out the way. And I don't know about you guys. Most of the time, I like to clean up as I go. I'm sorry if you find that uninspiring to you because you're like, I want to see the project. Let's see the project. Stop moving papers around. But again, type A, can't help it. And then this way too, it's easy to clean up. I have been known to go whoosh, 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 and throw things over my shoulders, but not tonight. All right, so let's get back to and this dried, while I was doing this dried. So how cool is that? I'm gonna line this up. Okay, I'm gonna put down my glue. I'm gonna take my boot, line it up as best I can, and pop it on there. How cool is that? I find cleaning as you go inspiring because I don't. Oh, thank you. Thank you. Thank you. So we have that. All right. So now I'm going to get out. I'm going to take this because I need this for size, but I have some blank paper here. Okay. And I have these. I'm just going to cut some of these out just so I have the size that I need. All right. And I'm going to maybe do like 5 flowers. How's that sound? Hey, Sue, thank you. I think I'll do 5 flowers. I'm going to cut these out. And again, this doesn't matter. I'm just using these for size because this was the size that I needed. And it was like one whole tracer from an art project. I'll save those leaves. We might need more. Okay. So I don't really need this. I just wanted that for size. All right. Get a pencil. Look my glasses up. Oh, I can use these too. Oh, let me do this still. Let me trace around here. Okay. Then I want to do, well, let's do I know. Let's do 3, 4, 5. None of the pencil marks are not going to matter, you guys. All right. And I'm just drawing in some simple petals now. I used the circles just for an approximate size. This one I made a little bigger because this is going to be my statement flower. Okay. So come out with that. Then do a little bit of a daisy in here. Again, the pencil marks are not going to matter. All right. Put something in the middle there. If I get my hole puncher, we'll use that. Let's make this one. Four petals. And let's cut these out. So 1, 2, 3 to start out with. This one I'm going to use like that. We're going to see how that one's going to work. I'm going to try something with that. Everyone, you can watch the replays from today. Yes, you can. All the replays from today are in the Crafty Bunch. The link to the Crafty Bunch is up top. I'm going to watch the replays from today because I missed them because I was out all day. I need another flower. Let's just do... Let's do a 5 petal that time. Okay. So we got a 4 petal, a 5 petal. Then we'll do some leaves. Actually, I don't even have to cut this out first. I'm gonna leave it. Okay. All right. Open up my silicone mat. And let's get started. So my glue stick. And I'm just going to start filling in for my petals. And I can use different colors. I have different papers here. I can make them match. I can make them coordinate. Whatever I want to do. I'm going to keep this one in the tan family. Oh, this is pretty. This one even has a little pattern to it. I'm going to keep that because I don't need that whole thing for there. All right. What else do I have here? These are my papers I made. I don't know. This one's a little Christmassy. It's got a little green, and this one I'm going to use. This one I can use. I divide my papers up in a couple of different ways. So I will mix my papers up in color families, blues, red, orange, earth tones, greens, yellows, whatever that is. And then I separate them more or less by value with light, dark, and medium. This way, like for here, I needed something dark for the boot. Then I wanted this in here to be words, and then this up here. So that is how I do my papers. That's what works for me. That may be not what works for you. So you have to see what works for you, and that's fine. But that is what works for me. I have like a little accordion folder where I put everything. And again, now I'm cutting it out. I should have Sharpied on the back. It's a little hard to see through here, but it's working. So that's how I do my papers. Okay, we don't have a center yet, but we do have a flower. So that's one flower. Okay, and then this is garbage. Now I want to have something a little bit brighter here for this one. Let's see. This one's going to need tiny, tiny, tiny little strips. And this is a print I have. It came from some kind of packaging, but it's still in the family. It's got the greens and the blues. The only thing else, it has this purple, and I'm fine with that. So I'm just going to do this whole thing. And now I'm just going to start filling in these petals. Okay. So I put down a bunch of glue. I have to put a little bit of glue on top of here. When you overlap, you have to go back in and add some glue. That one. So it's all the same blues and greens family here that I got going on. It's okay that they're too big. You don't want to have to be cutting your stuff exactly the same size. That's a pain in the butt. So we do, and this. We don't want a straight edge. So if you have a part that's on the edge of the paper and it's a straight edge, you want to get rid of that. And I know you're looking at this, you're like, what is she doing? And then I cut it out and you're like, aha! How cool is that, right? Right. So let's take this one more piece. A little bit under here. Okay. Get my scissors. And now I'm going to cut this one out. And there's no right or wrong in this kind of stuff. There's no right or wrong in art journaling. There's no right or wrong in this. You know what? There's no right or wrong in art, period. There's no art police that are going to come banging on your door and be like, you can't put that together. And if you have somebody on this wonderful interweb of ours telling you that you can't do certain things or certain things don't work, tell them, thanks for engaging on my post, and I'll see you next time. And that is it. You know what? It doesn't matter. We do our art for ourselves. There's another flower. But I'm also going to use a paint pen on these things too, so don't get your britches in a knot. We do our art for ourselves. Look, I'm going to use this flower. I did a crappy job cutting it out when I took it out of the paper. But now I'm going to use it. I have it here. I didn't use it on whatever project I had last time. But I'm going to use it on this one. So there's another flower. Get this in here. Let's make this one opposite petals here. So I'm going to get this. Yeah, don't let anybody rain on your parade. Liked and spreading the word from Indiana. Thank you, Kelly. I have family in Indiana. Art is not about this. Art is not necessarily about this. Art is not necessarily about the finished project. I have canvas all around me. I have multiple projects in this book. It's not necessarily about that. Art is about coming home, like I did today, after a really long day, hopping on here or coming into my studio, my art room, and starting to create and feeling better about the day I had. That's it. It doesn't have to be about the finished project. It doesn't have to be following the rules and you can only use certain colors with certain colors. Nope, nope, nope. Doesn't have to be any of that. It has to be what you feel inside. How it makes you feel when you're done and after you have created something. That's what matters. Not being a fine artist and not to put down fine artists. Artists are artists again, because you know what? It's art. It can't be wrong. How many times have you like looked at something and been like, that's scary. But you know what? Whatever. And then there are other times you look at something, you're like, oh my God, that's gorgeous. How did they do that? And that's fine. Not all art is for everyone. The flower. So 1, 2, 3, 4. One more, because I think in flowers, you have to have stuff uneven, right? Odd numbers. I'm just looking for another piece. I'm going to use this. I'm going to cut these really thin arches. This is something new for me. I am trying something new here with this flower. So bear with me. We got time. Yeah. Actually, it doesn't really, we can stay here. I can go over because I'm last. So I'm making these little curvy cuts. And now I'm going to just start building up this flower here. And see if we're going to see if it works. It may not. Okay. Like I said, this is something new. I might be onto something here. Or you know what? It might be, hello, Cindy. It might be a big fail. I'm okay with that. I am A-okay with that. Like I said, no art police. I guess I could have had all my stuff cut up beforehand, right? I don't know. Whatever. All right. I'm going to put my glue down in the circle. And I'm just going to start layering in these curved pieces of petal. I think they need to be more curvy, but I'm not going to worry about that right now. Okay. I'm going to rip them. When we overlap, we need to add a little extra glue. Let me get rid of these. Oops. There we go. What happened to my flower? We're going to overlap, and I'm going to keep going in a circle around this flower. I'm going to work my way inside. I'm using the same piece of paper. I could mix it up, but this piece of paper has a lot of different, you wouldn't know what you wanted to use. You know what? With a project like this, it's not like you pick out your paint colors and get started. You're absolutely right. I wouldn't have known. And I would have had all these piles here. Then I would have been like, what should I pick? So this paper has a little bit of a marbling to it. It has some different darks and lights going on. So I'm not going to worry about mixing it up. I can keep using this same paper because I think this paper has enough texture in it that it'll work for this. And I'm just going to keep circling and circling and working my way inside. Sometimes I use a, what do you call it? A baby wipe, and I'll have it just sitting right here for me to wipe my fingers on. It's the perfect amount. You just go like this, and it's the perfect amount just to get the glue off my fingers. But I didn't grab one. And I'm just working my way around and around and around into the center. I'm actually going to do this. Okay. And now I have this flower. Okay. Let's get rid of this. Those I might use yet. Only a crazy creative like us would be like, oh, don't throw those away. We might use those yet. And everybody would be like, are you kidding me with that? Okay. Oh, I might use the tip. All right. So let's fold this up for a second because I don't want my book to stick. And let's lay out our bouquet. Tell me what you think. Tell me what you think. Put that one up there. And this one. How does that look? I think that looks good. I think that looks good. So I think I'm going to start putting these down. Oh, that one came up a little bit. Okay. I could be using my mat, but I rolled that up because tight space right now. There we go. That's better. Okay, so we have the main part of our flowers done. Thanks, Cindy. Move this stuff out the way. You guys. Oh. Am I actually going to be able to cut this out how I want to? I don't know. We'll see. I saw this sitting here and I was like, oh, those leaves are gorgeous. Gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous. They have a little flower on the top of them too. Should I keep the flower? I think I will. Now I'm going to go a little quicker with the cutting. I'm not going to worry about it. It adds a little shadow. Again, don't forget, it's easier if you move the paper and not your scissors. We're not a contortionist here. I'm looking forward to going back and watching everybody else today too, you guys. I think it's just what I will need tonight. A little art therapy, right? If you haven't subscribed to my YouTube channel, that um, is up there as well. That link is up there as well. Teresa's spot for step-by-step beginner art, but I've been adding in a lot more of this mixed media stuff. All right, let's get this. I gotta be careful when I glue it because I ripped that little piece there. Again, this is just copy paper. Want to know the trick? I got a delivery and I loved the pattern on the bag that the delivery came in. So I photocopied it. What do you think of that? So I photocopied it and got these beautiful flowers in this print. Oh, I can't wait. I can't wait. I can't wait, Mama P. All right. Okay. I'm going to get, let me grab this little liner brush. I'm going to wet it a little bit. There's my rag's down there. I'm just going to go into this dark, my teal green. And I'm going to add in some stems. Okay. Okay. Add in some stems. And I could cut out more leaves. But since it's mixed media, I think I'll paint in the leaves. I have this beautiful paint sitting here. I got it out anyway, right? So why not paint in some leaves? Hold this. So what do you guys think? And I'm just dipping in the teal and the white and coming in here and adding in some leaves. And I can do as many or as few as I want. Okay. Let's put a little stem down there. And I'm just actually now I'm just kind of like pushing. Thanks, Sue. And it's just coming together, right? You guys might have said at the beginning, what the heck is this chick doing? I had a vision in my head of what I wanted to do. And here it is. I could even come down here. I can do a big like heart leaf if I wanted to. Add a couple of more leaves off to the side. Okay. I'm going to wash my brush. I need to get my rag of felt. I have a little black paint here. And now I could wait for everything to completely dry. And I could come back with looking so great. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thanks. You know, this is so new to me, Sue. And I am loving it. And you want to hear something funny? I started my business in 2017 after my sister was stolen away. No, she was not kidnapped. When I say that, people think she was kidnapped. No, my sister passed away from a rare brain disease that nobody in my family had ever even heard of before. It was the craziest thing ever. And I had been taking some one stroke Donna Dewberry art lessons at my local school, my local high school up here. It was like adult ed, and I was loving it. And then when my sister got sick, she was gone within 8 weeks, and art is what saved me. Art is what saved me. Art is what helped me grieve. Art is what got me through it. And so I said, you know what? I can't be the only person who has crap going on in their life and could use a little art therapy, reprieve, take your mind off of it, whatever it is. And so that's how I started my page and began to share my art. But my first business card said mixed media artist. And I wasn't really, I guess technically I was, but not really. Not like I am striving to be now. And so it's just so weird that I have started now recently. I would say the past 6 to 8 months, started embracing paper crafts. And I would consider like mixed media paper crafts. And I started making, like, this is just one here, making my own papers. I had another one here somewhere. This one, which I didn't love for this project, but I make these papers all the time. And I'm loving making the papers, and I'm loving then coming and incorporating them into my art. And so I wanted to help other people who may be struggling. And I always say, if you're not a maker, that's fine. But if you came across a video of me, Sue, Brenda, Debbie, whoever it is on here watching me right now, you came across somebody and you were having a bad day and you were like, oh, let's see what they're making. And the next thing you know, your mind is taken off what you were working on, what was keeping you down. And you got a little reprieve from your grief or your sadness or your dark cloud. That's why we do what we do. I'm just adding some centers to my flowers now. Pencil and paint is mixed media. There you go. Pencil and paint. So I have always been a mixed media artist, but now I'm upping my game a little bit. How's that sound? Good? And I'm just using the back of my brush to draw in some centers on these flowers. Why is that rattling around so much? So it didn't matter how my papers met or didn't meet before when I put them together, because I added these centers and voila. So I'll pick up a little bit white. And give a little bit of highlight in here, a little bit of highlight in this one that I just cut out. Hey, Christy. I love your new puppy. What a cutie. What a cutie. Okay. Just going to add a little bit more detail to these flower petals. And honestly, you guys, I have to sometimes tell myself, okay, brushes down, because I will get totally and completely carried away. But I think that is good for tonight. It really touches people in different. It really, really does. So it really does. So that is it. Let me turn you guys around. And here let me take this out because it'll fall. And here we go. Is that not the cutest? Oh my God, I love it, love it, love it. Oh, but you know what I just realized? I ended up with 6 flowers. So you're saying, can I be done now? I'm like, yeah, for sure. Because I will sit here and sit here. The worst part is sometimes I'm like, I probably should have stopped a half an hour ago. Because I realized I'm going to look carried away with that one. But anyway, and now I have 6 flowers. I'm going to have to add another flower. But not tonight. Not tonight. I think I could deal with it. Anyway, thank you to the Crafty Bunch for another successful afternoon of crafts and creativity. I love being part of this group. Thank you guys. Thank you for having me. Thank you for joining me. I love you all. Go back, if you're watching me now, go back and click into the Crafty Bunch. It's a Facebook group, and you will see all the beautiful projects started at 12 o'clock this afternoon. Thanks, everyone, and have a great night.